world, yeah.
The Cato Institute recently conducted a study of 2,000 Americans on the topic of central bank digital currencies, with some underlying questions regarding how much people trust their government and how they feel about surveillance. One of those questions was whether or not people supported the idea of the government installing surveillance cameras in every household to reduce domestic violence, abuse, and other illegal activity. The result? 29% of those between 18 and 29 said they were in favor of the idea. And of course, the older demographics were less receptive. But even still, 20% of those aged 30 to 44 were in favor, compared to just 6% or less for each group over the age of 45. So I guess my initial question is why, and what's different about our generation from the generations before? Today, we're discussing the age-old debate. Should we as citizens prioritize freedom and independence or safety and security? Joining me today is Chris and Anthony. Guys, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
So my initial question is, do you guys support any type or any degree of government surveillance on any level?
I think in public places it makes more sense. I mean, it's already in place in some of those areas, but the second you break into the home area, I feel like that's where you cross a line for me personally, where I'm not okay with that. That's where I draw the line.
Would people have felt differently, or I guess was this something that people were feeling the hesitancy when they brought it into commercial stores, or?
No, that was probably to prevent theft. I think that was a big reason why public...
This is to prevent abuse inside the homes.
Oh, so inside the home? I would totally be against cameras inside the home. That's my business. It's our house, and there needs to be that separation of government and personal freedom and real responsibility.
Do you feel there's some sort of government surveillance that you guys support? We're not just talking cameras inside the homes.
Have you been to the airport lately? That's about as much government surveillance as you can get. Have you gone through an intersection lately? That's about as much government surveillance. I think that works to keep people safe. It works to monitor people, but not inside the home, ever.
I think it's a slippery slope. So I think where we're at right now, I think any new government surveillance has to be like thoroughly kind of tested and thought about. We can't just give the government, oh, okay, let's just put cameras here, there, everywhere, right? We have to, we can't give an inch and let them take a mile. We have to be very careful with any sort of surveillance like that.
Does the type of surveillance change your opinions, though? What if it's maybe just audio or something?
No, nothing. And how is government surveillance inside the home going to stop domestic violence? It's not going to. If you want to stop domestic violence, how about some policy? How about some research on what actually causes people to go down that route or the causes of domestic violence?
It also seems like it would just be a recording of something bad that already happened. Like, how is it going to stop the attack or whatever happened?
I guess it's no different than, well, it is different, but people putting security cameras outside of their homes. Are you for that?
Yeah, because that's what they did. It's their house. It's their security camera. Would I do that?
Security cameras outside your home?
No, I would never do that.
Really?
Yeah.
So what if somebody robbed your house?
We call the police. Who? Like, why? I don't need to know.
Wouldn't you want to find out who it was, know where they entered in from, what they stole?
Maybe I live in a safe neighborhood where I've never had to worry about that in my entire life.
Chris, your thoughts?
I mean, I was broken into twice as a kid, and we didn't have any security cameras. So all the
Do
stuff
you wish
was
you
gone.
would have?
I don't know if it would have helped. Like, if the guy's masked up, I mean,
You don't think it deters?
I think it's good to have, people should have the option to put security cameras all over their home if they so choose to.
Like those Ring doorbell things, I think that they're so annoying.
Really?
I do. I don't like them.
So, okay,
Let me knock on your door and say hi.
Let me ask you guys this, the balance between freedom and safety. Because I think we can all agree, if there was abuse going on inside of a home, a camera in that very moment probably would help to know and prove a certain situation. We can agree on that, right?
Well, yeah, okay, for sure.
Okay, so what is the line, though, between freedom and safety? What's the line?
Well, when does that government stop using that camera to watch whatever I'm doing inside my home?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just it's too much power to the government, too much control,
Or
too
traffic
much.
cameras too much power, though?
No, that's different. You're trying to, traffic cameras are different than cameras inside their home. What is it, from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, it's domestic abuse hour? No, you don't need cameras inside people's homes. And if there are cameras in there, you're still going to get domestic abuse and violence cases. It's not gonna, what's the purpose? Is it to stop it? How are you gonna stop it?
Okay, so kind of sidetracking from cameras inside the home, what do we think about, apps like Life 360 or parents tracking their kids to keep them safe?
I mean, that's
Because isn't that a similar idea?
I mean, I don't think those are in the same vein, but that's between the parent and the child. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's if you feel like you have to live in that much fear all the time too, that you need to be constantly tracking kids on 7 different apps, I don't know if that's a world I want to live in.
Let's jump into, when we come back, we'll look at why our generation may view the idea of surveillance a little differently.